Actually, hold on.
For the administration.
Hello.
Well,
Hey,
Mr. President Trump.
Mr. President, how you doing? Well, I'm going to put you on speaker, but actually a great question just came up. We're talking about regulations and some of the things that can be done to alleviate the regulation burdens on a lot of businesses. But I'm going to put you on speakerphone for everybody to hear. Hold on a second. All right, everybody, you're on with the president.
Hello, Mr.
Hey,
President.
Mr. President.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be with you. I hope I'm being well represented. I have a feeling I am. I know that very well. So I hope so.
Yes, Mr. President, you are being represented very well. Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. So today, this is a roundtable at a local business in Atlanta, Georgia, ahead of the debate, which is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. So you guys have got to check this out. These are local business owners. These are Black men who are for Trump. But before we get further into the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. On my way to 40,000 subscribers, I really appreciate your support. Also, I kindly ask that you watch the video to the end and also visit childlightcandles.com. This is a Christian veteran-owned company where they make the best candles. They give 25% of their profits to veterans and their families.
No, you are, sir. But a question came up about regulations. And so what's your view of what we need to do with regulations when you come back into office?
Well, as you know, I cut taxes and regulations more than any other president. We had the biggest tax cut, bigger even than the Reagan tax cuts. And I also cut regulations far more than any other president. And they have put a lot of them back already. We will get them cut so fast. And, you know, it's very interesting when I went to business leaders and said, which was more important, these big tax cuts or these big regulation cuts? Almost every one of them said regulation cuts. And it made a big difference to their businesses, small businesses and big businesses. Great question.
Awesome. Anybody else got a question for the president?
I want to tell them that Black folks will vote for them to get gas on their dog.
So, Mr. President, the statement, I'm not going to call it a question, the statement is Black folks are voting for you if you get gas under $1.
No, well, I tell you, I got it pretty close.
I don't know about $1 because that is like way back in the day kind of prices. That's pre 9/11 prices. But this just brings me joy. It really does, because everyone's coming together and seeing through the BS of the propaganda media and the legal system that is just targeting a political opponent. And you know it's coming from the Biden administration. But these men are smiling, they're laughing, they're in good spirits. You have Wesley Hunt, Byron Donalds, and Ben Carson right here meeting with these men. And you know Byron Donalds is on the list for VP. And you know, I've been seeing Byron Donalds a lot. He was at the round table in Detroit, and he's at this round table here in Atlanta just prior to the debate, which is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on CNN. Yeah, I know, CNN. But I just like this, but I don't know about the gas under $1. I mean, that would be amazing. But in order for us to find out if Donald Trump can get the gas prices even lower, we have to vote for him, right? So just keep that in mind. And he did get it close, better than what it is now, because people are more concerned about, hopefully, if they're sane thinking and not suffering from TDS, they're thinking about kitchen table issues, right? You know, it doesn't affect my life because someone talks kind of mean or says something. And, you know, he's toned it down. Donald Trump has toned it way down since before, because he used to pick on people's faces. He used to pick on Carla Fiorina during the debate, and she looked so embarrassed. I was like, that is so not cool. But he was a good president. So does those comments really affect our lives? That's what we need to be looking at. But yeah, that would be nice. Wouldn't it be, you know, gas under $1? Amazing.
Well, you know, we talk about $1.87, and now it's on its way up, as you see what's going on. I'm seeing $4. I'm seeing $4.50, depending on where you buy it. But we actually had it to $1.87, and we had it to $1.52 at one point. Different points. But we had the gasoline as low as it's been in a long time. So I don't know if I can guarantee $1, but we're going to get it as low as we can, and that's a big spur for the economy. The lower you get it, that's a big, big spur for the economy.
Hey, Mr. President, it's Wesley Hunt here. How you doing, sir?
Hi, Wesley.
I got a question for you. Where you've been talking a lot about no tax on tips. If you could kind of talk about that and what impact that would have, not just on the Black community, but on everyone. I think it's a winner for all of us, and it's your idea. So if you could kind of talk about that, that'd be great, sir.
So about a month ago, I was at my building in Las Vegas having dinner with some big people, business people that were, planning some big developments, I think. And the waitress came over and said, how you doing? And she said, oh, the government is after me all the time for my tax on tips. I said, really? They do that? He said, yeah, Biden just made the regulations much tougher. And it's very tough nowadays, tax on tips. And I said, how would you like to be no tax on tips? Because first of all, it's very hard. It's a very hard thing to control from the government standpoint. But the people are very unhappy about what's happening, especially the new regulations. And anyway, I just came up with the concept of no tax on tips. Let the people earn what they earn. And it has been so popular beyond anything. I've never seen anything like it. So we have no tax on tips. Vote for Trump, no tax on tips.
Hey, Mr. President, we have Ben Carson's here with us.
Hey, Mr. President, how you doing?
Hi, Ben. I'm good, Ben.
What you said about the regulations is so important. At HUD, we were able to get rid of over 2,000 regulations.
Right.
It made it so much easier to get things done in general. But I just want to encourage you to continue to speak out because the attacks on you have been absolutely ridiculous. And we're praying that God will give you the strength to bear it because you're standing in there for all of us.
The attacks on Donald Trump have been horrible, which is what Dr. Ben Carson just said. And I didn't realize that Dr. Ben Carson under HUD got rid of more than 2,000 regulations. Wow. I have a relative of mine. She's a cousin. And I know during my TDS years, she even said that things go better for her when a Republican is in office as president. So, yeah, and that was during my, like I said, TDS, so I didn't really want to hear what she had to say. But it's true. As long as it's a true Republican, we're not talking about Bush. Stay out of those bushes, okay? We're talking about a true MAGA Republican, someone who has, America's best interest at heart. Those are the best politicians, and coincidentally, the ones that the propaganda media attacked the most, because they didn't attack Bush like that. Gee, I wonder why. And the Bushes and the Obamas and the Clintons are all chummy up together. That's right. But I do like this whole thing, and I hope you're getting something out of it because we're learning. And this is people coming together for the betterment of the country and helping people with no tax on tips, getting rid of regulations. That's important because it spurs the economy.
Well, the attacks have been unbelievable. What they say, and they'll take a speech where I'll be out rallying, a perfect speech for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We have big crowds. We had over 100,000 people, 107 to be exact, in Wildwood, New Jersey. We had 25,000 in the South Bronx. We have 88,000 in South Carolina. We have tremendous crowds, and you'll make a perfect speech. And this lowlife Biden will take the speech, him and his people, and they'll cut sentences out, cut words out, cut sentences out. Oh, Trump, look, he didn't make a good speech. And I do them largely without teleprompter. I don't need a teleprompter. He can't read a teleprompter. But these people are nasty. They're really horrible people. They really are. It's a shame. I've campaigned a lot over years, not even, for myself, but but in particular, I've campaigned against some pretty bad people for others. But there's never been anything like this. They make up things. Suckers and losers, which was never said. They know it. They make it up. They literally make it up. You saw it with the 51 intelligence agents where they said that they got this done, where they said that the Hunter laptop from hell was all Russia disinformation. And, it's just a total made-up thing. These people, so you're right about that, Ben, when you say it. It really is a shame of shame.
Yeah, because the media is left-leaning, as you know, so they slice and dice Donald Trump's comments, particularly that time when he said there are good people on both sides. He actually denounced racism, but the media made it seem like he said something else. And you guys, I've been catching things like that they do to anyone that's trying to do the right thing by the country. And for whatever faults that Donald Trump has, he is not politically corrupt. Didn't say he was perfect. He's not politically corrupt. So that's the difference. And because of that, he gave up his salary. He took really not one penny for his salary. He donated that. That tells you his heart is in the right place. He's looking out, and people, they know that he cares about them, because at that round table in Detroit, there was a woman sitting next to him, and she was a mother, grandmother, and she does things for the community. And she said, "Sir, I can tell you're a straight up guy. You're a man of your word. When you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it." See, when people get rid of the mainstream or propaganda media and start really giving themselves the opportunity to speak to Donald Trump or speak with those who work with him and really just block out all the noise and the foolishness and the lies, they see that they've been lied to. They see that this man is not what the media has represented him to be. Have we ever had people lie on us and misrepresent us and defame our names? I know somebody out there has had that happen to them. And it was simply the exact opposite of the truth. So remember that you've been lied on. I've been lied on. And this is high stakes right here. This, what we went through probably doesn't even compare to what Donald Trump is going through. He has sentencing to face July the 11th with Judge Merchan in that hush money trial, all of that foolishness.
But the people understand it. We're leading in every poll, and we're leading every swing state. But and one just came out, I guess, Nate Silver, the New York Times, that we have close to a 66% chance of winning, which is a pretty good chance, I guess, when you think about it, right?
And Mr. President, you got time for 2 more questions?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, Shelley Winter, how are you, sir?
How are you? Thank you very much.
I wanted to ask you, the debate is tomorrow. Do you think that you will get what many of my listeners are asking me? Do you think that you will get a fair shot from Jake Tapper and Dana Bash? Do you think you'll get fake Tapper?
Yes.
Repeat that question, please.
What do you
Do you
think
think you're going to get a fair shot from Jake Tapper and Dana Bash tomorrow night?
Well, I think it would be good for them if they did it. I think probably not. It's very interesting. During the primary, CNN covered me, very, very tough, but they covered me all the time. And I won it very quickly. I won it in record time. And Byron knows that, and Ben knows that. They were all there, and Wesley was there. Wesley, good job on television this morning, by the way.
Oh, thank you, sir.
But they were all there. We won it in record. So now I'm making my speech to, accept everything and to acknowledge the victories and all. And CNN started off, and then they ended. Jay Tapper said, "All right, that's enough. We're not going to listen to him." So they cover the whole primary, but they don't cover my victory speech. So, am I going to get a fair? Probably not. But it would be very good for CNN. They're having a lot of ratings problems. I think it would be very good for CNN, actually, in terms of its credibility.
In terms of CNN's credibility, because I don't watch CNN anymore. I used to, but when Don Lemon when I found out that, and I found out way after the fact, somehow it escaped me. But anyway, Don Lemon used to be on CNN. You guys remember Don Lemon, and I say he has the appropriate last name because he is sour. But Don Lemon said that Jesus was not perfect. And I was like, see, I got issues with people who say things like that. He sat up there and said that because, he is in that alphabet lifestyle, married to a man, and he got issues with the church. Don Lemon does. Issues with the church, the Bible, and God himself. So when I saw that CNN would let someone say something like that, I said, you know what? I'm cutting it off. Haven't really watched CNN. Every now and then I'll watch YouTube clips, but I don't really watch them. And I got to watch them tonight because of the debate. But that's something I got to do because of the debate. But otherwise, I don't watch them. I don't. And I thought about it later, like CNN is owned by Ted Turner. And isn't he like an atheist? Maybe an agnostic. I think he's upgraded so-called to an agnostic. So he doesn't care. Look who owns the company. They're the anti-God party, anti-God company. And looks like they did with Don Lemon. I don't want to speak down on everybody else. Had an anti-God news anchor. And now he's off the network. Well, you know what, CNN? Get some credibility, okay? Stop doing something. And I remember when Jake Tapper was talking about Donald Trump, and he interrupted his speech saying there goes more of him with his anti-immigrant rhetoric. He cut it off. Fake Tapper. That's what you are. You're fake. And you work for fake news.
It'll be interesting to see.
All right, last question, Mr. President. Coach?
Yes, Mr. President, how are we doing today, sir?
Hi, Coach.
All right. My question is, in the Black community, it's been made a big deal about how you have been kind of railroaded here as far as your court cases go and everything.
Yeah.
And the support that you'll receive from the Black community is kind of like a sympathetic kind of support because it's understood that we've received similar, not even similar, but basically we've been railroaded since the day we came here. We felt that way, right? So if you can acknowledge that you're getting support from Black people because of this, then we can kind of acknowledge that we have been getting railroaded. So my question is, what can you do about those Alvin Braggs on your side that have been doing such railroading from the time? What can we do about those Fonnie Willises and Alvin Braggs that are right now sending some poor Black person to jail for some crime that they're doing?
Well, it's an amazing thing when this happened.
Wow.
And as you saw, all the legal scholars say these are not cases. These are not cases should be brought. And it's just a terrible thing. It's weaponization. And it comes out of the White House, even when it's city and state, comes out of the White House in order to attack a political opponent. But since that happened, the Black support, I think my representatives will tell you this, the Black support has gone through the roof.
Yes, it has.
And I guess they equate it to problems that they've had. But since this has happened, like the mugshot is the best. It just beat Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra by a lot, by the way. Beat it by a lot. But that's the number one mugshot of all time. It's really an amazing thing. Since it happened, the support among the Black community and the Hispanic community has skyrocketed. It's been amazing. Really been amazing. It's been actually very nice to see.
Mr. President,
it's in one way you say, gee, isn't that too bad? But the truth is, it's really a lovely thing when I see that. We have great support now in the Black community and in the Hispanic community.
That's true.
Great support.
I'll say before you leave, Mr. President, I'm a veteran, and we have several veterans here on the panel today. And of the group of people that I say support you the most, the Black veterans tend to be with you. So we're with you, sir. If you want to talk a little bit about what you've done with the veterans.
Well, I just want to thank everybody. It was, in fact, if we did it tomorrow, I'd be there. I'd be there despite tomorrow evening. It's going to be big. And they say maybe the biggest. Somebody said, this will be the highest rated show of all time. I said, don't tell me that. Hey, I'm not interested in listening to that. I actually said that to Byron. I'm not interested in hearing that. But I just want to thank everybody for being there. You have my support. We did a tremendous amount. I wrote it down just a little while ago, knowing I was going to make this call. Achieved the lowest African-American unemployment rate, the lowest ever. We delivered the largest small business tax cuts ever. We lifted 6.6 million people out of the poverty, which is a record. Black Americans saw their largest increase in home ownership ever. We gave record funding for historically black colleges and universities. I actually got them taken care of. They were really in bad shape. And we passed it, and we did that. We passed historic criminal justice reform, which nobody else could get. And when I left office, we had almost no inflation, virtually no inflation, which is a killer in the black community and every other community, frankly. And it's just a killer. We had absolutely the best, most beautiful. We had very little inflation. And now the inflation is a disaster. It's killing the black community, and it's killing the country, inflation. It's known as a country buster. So we did all those things, and, nobody else came close. And we'll do them again, and we'll do them even better.
All right, Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you all. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Epic. That was epic. Because, Trump really is for the little guy. Democrats present themselves as being for the little guy, but they're really not. They're for the elites. That's who they're for. They're for those big name donors. They don't get out into the trenches, in these round tables. They have their high-end dinners and fancy, everything fancy and walking around. You see the Obamas and the Clintons walking around with the elites, and they're not for us Americans. They're not for any America, because I have always, lately I have been anyway, describing the Democrat Party as the God-hating and America-hating, female-hating, baby-hating, and children-hating party. And you say, well, Linda B., how do you come up with that? Because of the policies. A tree is known by the fruit that it bears. They say that, Joe Biden, I call him Jim Crow Joe, is like a nice old man. He's nice. He's suffering from some things, but he's just a nice old man. Really? Well, coming out of this Biden administration, we have high inflation. We have a horrible southern border situation with illegal immigrants. I'm for immigrants, but legal immigrants, not illegal ones. They're coming over committing horrendous crimes. And like I said, they're also for the twins thing where, they're for all of those alphabet things. And they're honestly trying to get the P word protected as an orientation. And you know what I mean? It involves very young folks, very young people. They're not adults, nowhere near. And that's coming out of this particular administration. I know they're trying to do it in California. And they want to call it MAPS, M-A-P. Can you believe that? And so he's such a nice old man, but why is all of this evil coming out of this administration? A tree is known by the fruit that it bears. And when you're talking politicians, the fruit that you have to look at are the laws that they pass, because that's the fruit, right? But under Trump, we had a more secure border. There was no inflation. Gas prices were very reasonable. Food prices, very reasonable. And Black colleges were taken care of. They, representatives from HBCUs, which is historically Black colleges and universities, were coming around every year asking for money. But Donald Trump was like, I'll make it so you don't even have to ask. You're just automatically funded, permanently funded. That doesn't sound racist. The racist is implementing a crime bill that incarcerates Black people at an astounding rate with these long sentences for nonviolent drug offenses. That's Jim Crow Joe. I won't even call him Joe Biden. When I say Jim Crow Joe, you know who I'm talking about. And Donald Trump comes and corrects it with the First Step Act. So if he's so racist, how come his policies aren't? But yet, Jim Crow Joe is a nice old man. Please look at the policies, not the personality, the policies, the fruit, Okay, lots of things are coming over that southern border. All kinds of trafficking. And the Biden administration knows it and they're for it. So if we want to vote based on personality, that's your choice. I think it's a dumb one. Dumb. Okay, just stupid and ignorant. You just ridiculous right now. You're just being ridiculous. Because you've had 2 presidencies to compare side by side, and you still want to vote for that? That doesn't make any sense. I will point out that last question that the veteran had, I don't think Donald Trump answered that question. He said, talk about what you've done for veterans. He didn't say. So I got to be honest, I didn't hear it. He's talked about other things that he's done, but not specifically for veterans. So, but this is again in Atlanta. That was just yesterday. I saw it kind of late last night. Didn't have time to record it, but I am recording it now and I wanted to bring it to you all. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And it's just amazing that America is coming together for what is right. You all tell me what you think about everything. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure that your notifications work. I'm hearing from some of you in the comments that your notifications, you haven't been receiving them. Make sure you click on the bell and just check it every now and again, because I post really every day, except I do a post around 9 p.m. on Saturday that I recorded on Friday, because I take Saturday off as a Sabbath, and it'll come out 9 p.m. Saturday night. But every other day, all the other 6 days of the week, my posts come out around 4 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. Eastern. 4, 6, and 8 p.m. Eastern. You can be for sure that they come out unless there's some groundbreaking news. I'm trying to hurry up and get it out there before everybody else does. But other than that, 4, 6, and 8 p.m. Eastern. Sunday through Friday, and then Saturday it comes out at 9 p.m. Eastern. So please go on and check that and like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also I'm asking you to get 10 subscribers for me that will like, comment, share, hit the notification bell, watch the video to the end, and also let each of those 10 get 10. So I'm asking you that. Well, you all be blessed. Love God, love your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.